Welcome to our web exclusive with Theresa Caputo, the Long Island medium, who is going to read members of our audience. She's been doing it earlier in the show today, and now there's so many people, so little time. So,
sure.
Are there any spirits coming through right now?
Oh, there's always spirit.
Okay.
I don't know who, did somebody lose their husband over here? Who lost the husband? Because this is before, okay. Because when I was standing over here, this is where I got confused when I went with the younger male before with the husband, because I heard husband over there, and I knew I was over here. So, and I had switched, okay. So, unfortunately, you lost your husband. Your husband stepped on. Was your husband ill prior to his passing? Because what happens is, people say, oh, of course he was ill. But you know what? What I've learned is being a medium, people leave the physical world in many different ways. And the first thing that your husband said was that he wanted you to know how much he appreciated every unselfish thing you did for him. He says, I wish I told you that more here in the physical world. He said, you loved and cared for me in a way that I was able to leave the physical world with dignity and grace. And you're not a nurse, is that correct?
Correct. And
he says, but you gave me that. And he says, and I want to thank you for that. The day that he became sick, you dropped everything and cared for him. And you know what he just said to, oh, I think your husband, he's funny. He goes, because I like them to communicate with the personality. He goes, you know, and I could be a bit stubborn, Theresa. I go, oh, really? Now, what was with the oatmeal? Or did you used to make him eat a certain food or something? Okay, this is my meaning. See, my meaning in signs and symbols, it doesn't mean that they're incorrect. It means that it might just have a different meaning for you. So what happened is I saw chocolate all around his face. That's my symbol for somebody was either diabetic or they were not allowed to eat certain foods here in the physical world. So whatever it was that he was not allowed to have, because he just now showed me himself full face, rosy cheeks, that's my symbol for where someone's physical appearance has changed. So whatever it was that he was not able to prior to his departure, he left with the physical body and he's able to do on the other side. Now I want to talk about who's wearing the picture of someone. Or there's like a bunch, I feel like someone has like a bunch of like charms or like a bunch of articles wearing around your neck. But are they people that have departed? No. They have to be people that are departed. Is your mom passed? Okay, so just know that your mom is not, because I said, well, then it has to be someone that passed. She says, well, that's not fair. She said, all you asked was for a good validation that my daughter would know that it was me. So I said, well, usually people wear things that, she goes, well, that's not fair. So now your mother's arguing with me and telling me that my signs and symbols aren't fair. But would that be your mother making her presence known? She wants to make sure that you know that she is still with you. She wants to talk about her engagement ring. Do you have the ring? Did you change the ring or give it to someone else?
We changed the ring.
Perfect. Know that is your mother's way of acknowledging that she supports the choice and decision of the changing of the ring. Now, whose brother died or brother-in-law? Did he fall or who from the tragedy? I feel like I fell and then I died. See, you have to understand, I like spirit to piggyback, okay? Because what happens is, even if I say something and I never look in your direction, but something is said that you can connect with and place in your life or connect with your loved ones, please accept as a message from them. It happens all the time. Spirit has me say something, I just don't like to stay focused on it. I pass on it. And every time someone will say, oh my God, I knew exactly what you were talking about. I got it, I remembered. So what they might be piggyback, who passed from the blood disease? Is it either from head to toe? Where does the liver come in? Or something about a blockage? Okay, so just know he's stepping forward. Who's being tested for other things?
For the disease?
Yes, or for anything. I feel like that now perfect. Because I keep feeling like there's something about testing, and he's talking about testing, and he says everything is going to be fine. I'm going to say this, and I don't know how to interpret it, so you're going to have to interpret on how it fits. I feel like, yes, things are genetic, but I feel like with this, it was almost like a freaky thing that happened. Or that he contracted. Does that make sense? Or do you understand that?
Well,
who passed from the chest? They just labored my breathing. Who passed from the chest? I just got a blow to the chest and I couldn't breathe for like a second. That's because they're trying to make their presence known.
There's a lady right back there that's
Somebody
raising
over
her
there.
hand.
Where does the blow to the chest come in? Was right in front of you? Who died right in front of someone?
Right over here.
Okay. And who's this?
Here you go.
Died right in front of you. Have to, this does not mean that this is not for you. I'm just piggybacking. I just go with the stronger energy that's going to communicate. So your dad died right in front of you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
He wants you to know that he needs you to release any negative emotion, only if, should have, could have, would have, that my dad would still be here. because he showed me my symbol for even if someone knew CPR, it's almost like, oh my God, I save everyone's life. I could do CPR, but I couldn't save my own dad. It wasn't your responsibility to save him. Did you tell your father that he didn't look good the day before, or were you like, Dad, are you okay?
Yeah.
He says, I need you to release this burden that you carry. He says, I take responsibility. But your dad, he's a great guy. Was he a sports fanatic?
He likes sports, but
Because he's more interested in Michael right now. He goes, Theresa, this is so cool. I go, I know, isn't this amazing?
We high five. There you go, Dad. That's what I'm talking about.
Isn't it amazing?
Does he
You
have
get to talk to
anything
your
to say?
daughter?
Does he have anything to say to me?
I know, apparently not. Apparently he doesn't know this model stuff here because he's just interested. He's like, this is so exciting. I'm like, I know.
Don't worry about Kelly because she's just beautiful.
Exactly. But I just said to him, but see, I always like Spirit to give a message of personality, of who they were, again, to really validate that it is them, because I get what I do is hard to understand or embrace. So, and anyone can say, I want you to release that. So what he's acknowledging is that doesn't want you to carry that burden or guilt. And he says, he goes, isn't this cool? I go, yeah. He goes, I get to see someone famous. And I'm like, what about talking to your daughter? Is it your birthday or a special celebration that is coming up or just passed?
My mother-in-law's birthday just passed.
Is that you? Oh, and you're hello! She's wearing the New York Giants shirt. I love it. So no, just wishing you a happy birthday.
Teresa, do you have
Thank
time
you.
for? We have time for one more.
Sure. Who's the who lost the daughter? Who passed from the brain aneurysm, brain tumor, Alzheimer, or dementia? I'm right here. Who's that?
My father.
No, it's a female. Female? Then I have to be right up here. Who?
Want me to run up?
Should she
I got it.
have
I
Alzheimer's
got it,
or a
big guy.
dementia? Okay, so no, this is her way of acknowledging. Now, were you very young when she was sick? So she wants you to know that she knew that you were there. And every time that you sat there
Thank you.
and held her hand,
I did.
and you treated her as if she wasn't sick, is that correct?
Yes.
She wants to thank you for that. She says, I want to thank you for not making me feel sick. And now you still have an article of her clothing or something that she knitted or crocheted.
Yeah, I have all of her handkerchiefs.
Perfect. She wants to thank you for keeping those things that have no monetary value but meant the world to her, or more importantly to you. Where does the H name come in? Helen, Hank, Harry, someone's last name, or a state they don't have to be passed, they could be here in the physical world. Who just died? I feel like someone just died like 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago. I feel like who's that?
My mother.
I feel like unexpected, but like you were prepared, but you weren't prepared. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So please know this is your mom's way of acknowledging your emotions. Are you the only son or the oldest son?
Oldest son.
Because when I hear my son, my son, my son, it is just my symbol for acknowledging the relationship and bond that you shared with your mother. Do you feel that you did not get the opportunity to say goodbye to her?
Yes.
She says, I don't want you to feel that way. Please know that everything and anything that you said to her in your own personal thoughts and or prayers, please know that she has heard. I feel like the one day you didn't go there, she died. That's what she just said to me. She goes, my kid's there every single day. Is that correct? Always called, always this. She says, the one day. She says, but how do you say goodbye to your children? So she says, I do not want you to feel bad about that, and I want you to thank you for all of the things that you did for me.
Teresa, that was amazing.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you for doing that for our
Thank you.
audience.
Thank you for having
Long Island Medium, of course, Sundays at 9 p.m. on TLC. Teresa Caputo, everybody.
Thank you,
that was really
everyone.
incredible.
Thank you.
You're secret. You're such a good person.
I love it. Thank you.